Every drop of Bud Light begins with world-class grains sourced from trusted farms across the country. Barley must meet strict size, moisture, and purity standards before entering the malting process.
Rice is the secret to Bud Light's signature clean finish. Light, smooth, and unmistakably refreshing. Hops provide subtle bitterness and floral notes, carefully selected to maintain Bud Light's delicate balance.
The yeast is legendary, protected, cultivated, and guarded like a billion-dollar secret.
Every ingredient is tracked digitally, ensuring full traceability from farm to fermentation.
Advanced optical systems detect impurities invisible to the human eye, guaranteeing flawless brewing materials.
Water quality defines the beer. Bud Light uses ultra-filtered water refined to precise mineral balance.
Nothing moves forward without perfect documentation and quality confirmation.
With ingredients cleared, the brewing journey officially begins.
Malting begins by awakening the grain. Controlled moisture activates vital enzymes inside each kernel. The grain absorbs water, preparing for the delicate germination stage. Germination releases enzymes that will later transform complex starches into fermentable sugars.
Precision is everything. Too warm and the grain overheats. Too cool and germination stalls.
Kilning locks in flavor, drying the malt gently to preserve Bud Light's signature pale color. Once dried, malt is screened and cleaned, ready to enter the mash house. Even with advanced machines, human expertise ensures every grain meets Bud Light's strict profile.
From here, malt travels deeper into the heart of the brewery, where science and craftsmanship merge.
Bud Light's consistency depends on exact biochemical readings at every stage.
The simplest ingredient undergoes extraordinary care, because flavor purity begins with perfect malt. Bud Light begins its clean, crisp profile right here, where rice is cooked to unlock a smooth, light body.
Rice must cook perfectly. Any undercooked grain affects clarity and flavor purity.
Consistency matters. This slurry must blend seamlessly with malt for Bud Light's signature smoothness.
Once malt meets the rice mixture, enzymes awaken to convert starch into fermentable sugars.
Every temperature step, protein rest, saccharification rest, shapes the beer's flavor and body.
You can almost smell the transformation, grains turning into the sweet wort that fuels fermentation.
Experienced brewers rely on both science and instinct to judge the mash at each stage.
Massive mixers ensure uniform conversion, preventing dry pockets that can disrupt final flavor.
This data-driven process guarantees the Bud Light taste remains identical nationwide.
When the mash reaches perfection, the wort flows forward, the liquid heart of Bud Light. Here, we separate sweet wort from the grain bed without disturbing its clarity.
Gravity does the work, pulling clean wort while spent grains remain behind as a natural filter.
Clarity at this stage predicts the crisp appearance Bud Light is known for.
Sparging extracts every bit of sweetness while keeping the wort pristine and delicate.
Nothing goes to waste. Used grain becomes nutritious feed for local farms.
The numbers must fall within a narrow window. Consistency is the backbone of the Bud Light formula. Once cleared and tested, the wort is ready for the next big transformation: boiling and hopping. Even movement between stages is controlled to avoid oxygen pickup, preserving flavor purity.
Real-time sensors ensure no defects slip past unnoticed.
This is the moment before the boil, the calm before the controlled storm of brewing.
Inside this roaring kettle, temperature and turbulence shape the foundation of Bud Light's flavor.
Boiling sterilizes the wort, locks in color, and prepares it to receive hops at precisely timed intervals.
Each hop addition is timed to the second, early for gentle bitterness, late for aroma subtlety. Hop compounds dissolve and evolve, adding just enough character without overpowering Bud Light's clean profile. As the wort boils, volatile compounds evaporate, removing harsh flavors and refining purity. Boil-off rate is precision engineered. Too high changes sweetness, too low disrupts stability. After boiling, the wort enters a whirlpool that naturally separates proteins and hop particles.
This elegant process clarifies the future beer without filters or additives.
Experienced brewers analyze clarity, flow rate, and sedimentation patterns with trained eyes. When clarity reaches perfection, the wort moves toward rapid chilling. Every second counts.
Here the wort cools from boiling to fermentation temperature in just seconds.
Rapid cooling preserves delicate flavors and prevents unwanted bacteria from surviving.
Once chilled to 10-13 degrees Celsius, the wort becomes the perfect environment for Budweiser's proprietary yeast.
The yeast, Bud Light's true signature, has been cultivated for decades to deliver a smooth, clean taste.
Pitching yeast is a moment of commitment. Too little or too much alters the beer's entire profile.
Fermentation shapes the beer's soul, turning sugars into alcohol and carbonation. Every fermentation curve is monitored with scientific accuracy to maintain Bud Light's consistent character. This living process produces Bud Light's signature sparkle and aroma.
Samples are tasted, measured, and examined to ensure the yeast is performing as expected.
When fermentation completes, the beer clarifies naturally, preparing for its cold aging journey. After fermentation, Bud Light enters the lagering phase, a long, cold rest that polishes the beer's smooth, crisp character. Kept just above freezing, the beer clarifies naturally, allowing flavors to mellow into Bud Light's iconic clean finish.
Temperature precision is crucial. Just a few degrees can change the beer's balance and clarity.
During lagering, remaining yeast drifts downward, leaving the beer brilliantly clear.
Samples are tested daily for aroma, carbonation levels, and visual purity.
This slow aging creates Bud Light's famously smooth body and refreshing drinkability.
Every tank runs on a strict schedule. Aging too long or too short disrupts flavor stability.
Each batch follows a carefully documented journey, ensuring nationwide consistency.
Trained specialists monitor the evolution of delicate flavor compounds during lagering.
When lagering ends, Bud Light is refined, matured, and ready for its final polish.
Next, the beer undergoes high-precision filtration to achieve Bud Light's signature clarity.
Diatomaceous earth captures microscopic haze particles without stripping flavor.
Moments before, slightly hazy. Now, crystal bright. This transformation defines the Bud Light look.
Ultra-fine membranes remove the last traces of yeast and protein, smoothing the beer to perfection.
Color consistency is mandatory. Every bottle and can must pour the same pale golden hue. Carbonation is dialed in with scientific accuracy, creating that crisp sparkle customers expect.
Even the bubbles are engineered. Exact size, exact volume, exact mouthfeel.
If a batch drifts slightly, blending ensures the iconic Bud Light taste remains unbroken.
At this stage, Bud Light is pristine, cold, bright, and incredibly smooth.
Now perfected, the beer moves quickly to its final destination, the packaging line. Bud Light cans begin as raw aluminum, pressed and stretched into durable, lightweight vessels built for freshness. These robots shape, sort, and prepare every can before it ever touches beer.
This microscopic barrier shields beer from metal contact, preserving Bud Light's clean taste.
UV curing sets the internal coating, an invisible armor for the beer's purity.
Bottles undergo extreme cleansing, heat, pressure, and steam to ensure an utterly sterile environment.
Every bottle is washed, sterilized, and inspected before a single drop is allowed inside. This liquid gold is filled cold and fast, protecting carbonation and freshness. Level sensors catch any deviation. No bottle moves forward unless filled with absolute precision. In a fraction of a second, each bottle is sealed airtight, locking in Bud Light's crisp character. Cans spin through the filler at thousands per minute, cold, efficient, and flawlessly measured. The seam must be perfect, and this seal keeps the beer protected from oxygen and pressure loss. High-speed imaging ensures no defective seal ever reaches the public. Laser stamps give each can a digital identity for traceability and safety.
The iconic blue label is added with heat and precision, instantly recognizable worldwide.
If a label is even a millimeter off, the system automatically rejects the bottle.
Two packaging formats, one unified standard. Each must deliver the same crisp Bud Light experience. Cold room bottling ensures the beer stays fresh and carbonated throughout the entire line. Humans still play a vital role. Taste, feel, and intuition catch what machines cannot.
With sealing, labeling, and inspection complete, the beer is ready for its journey to consumers.
Every can represents a promise. Cold, clean, and unmistakably Bud Light. Before reaching the public, every batch enters an intensive laboratory check. Chemical profiles are examined to ensure the beer matches Bud Light's exact flavor blueprint. Light analysis confirms clarity, color, and purity, down to microscopic levels.
Carbonation is one of Bud Light's defining traits, controlled with scientific precision.
Zero contamination is the standard. Anything less, and the entire batch is halted.
Ultimately, human senses decide, because Bud Light must feel unmistakably Bud Light.
Each container is tested to ensure it can withstand transport without flavor or pressure loss. Extreme temperature cycles mimic real-world conditions, ensuring stability from brewery to supermarket. Only when a batch passes every chemical, physical, and sensory test does it earn approval.
When the final signatures are made, the beer is officially cleared for distribution nationwide.
After passing QC, the beer enters high-speed palletizing, a dance of robotics and engineering.
Sensors guide every movement, ensuring stability and safety during transport. heat-sealed wrap locks each pallet into a solid, impact-resistant block.
Every pallet is digitally registered, allowing nationwide traceability in seconds.
From here, Bud Light flows into one of the largest distribution networks in America. Temperature-controlled logistics keep the beer cold and stable on every journey. Fleet after fleet carries Bud Light to grocery stores, bars, stadiums, and events nationwide. Sophisticated routing ensures the beer reaches shelves fast. Freshness is a promise.
This final step connects the brewery to millions of customers across the country.
From grain to glass, Bud Light represents precision, science, and the pursuit of perfect refreshment.